I am pleased to introduce Ms. Nana Ama Owusu-Agyemang, who will present the senior class address.
Ms. Yvette Melendez, Board of Regents Trustee, Dr. Ross Koning, Distinguished Faculty Member, Dr. Elsa Nunez, President of Eastern Connecticut State University, other platform members, Eastern faculty and staff, relatives and friends of the graduates, fellow graduates, greetings. Where I come from, you can look up at the sky in the morning and sometimes be able to tell whether or not it would rain or just be the regular hot, humid day we know only too well. But one day in my first semester here at Eastern Connecticut State University, while I was walking from one class to another, I found myself repeatedly having to brush some falling things off my face. When I looked up, I was surrounded by nothing but concrete buildings. It was snowing. This was my first encounter with snow and was not what I expected or had hoped it to be at all. I thought, like in the movies, I would look out the window one day and there it would be, falling softly, at which point I would start hearing Christmas carols. But no, there I was, being introduced to snow by snow itself. The Weather Channel became my friend that day. So at that point, I had become one of McDonald's top customers. I had gotten used to how big the small cups really were, and I had met snow. I was in America. Like our illustrious, courageous commencement speaker, who had to step up and face some very adult realities at a young age, I also felt that my life was at a turning point when I arrived here in 2010. I could never have imagined that just 3 years later, I would be sharing the stage with Dr. Carlotta Walls-Lanier. I am very honored and grateful for this opportunity, and I would like to take a moment to thank her for her bravery and commitment to learning. On many occasions, I've been told I'm entering the real world. I asked myself what I needed to be ready for this real world. What visa did I need to get there? What passport should I use? What language do they speak there? And I kept thinking I've made it over that threshold of real worlds, but here I am again, standing at the brink of yet another. I'm sure many of you have heard of this real world in the past few weeks, either from your parents, your grandparents, advisors, or anyone else that cares enough to help steer you in a good direction in life. They all tell us, you are about to enter the real world. Many times we're told that this is just the beginning and that the best is yet to come. For the longest time, talks like those would leave me frustrated, as though I was being given a manual car in an open field but not really knowing how to drive. With time, I realized that this was something I needed to understand. It was something that would make sense and be learned with experience. The world would be that open field, life would be the car, and I would be the driver. I came to America as an international student, and like most other students, I expected to graduate in 4 years. The plan was to study hard and party a little bit harder. Instead of 4 years, however, I'm graduating in 3 years. This is where Eastern comes in. Despite having times in which I woke up at 9:59 a.m. for my 10 o'clock class, or times when I forgot the use of a planner and almost missed a submission deadline, or days when I would exhaust all of a professor's office hours to understand a mathematical equation, I made it. Despite those times, we all made it. I know some of us treat professors any way we want to treat them and feel as though they must be understanding of students' needs because it's their job and they're getting paid. But they are human as well. They're human when they smile at us in a dreaded 8 a.m. class, and they're human when they dismiss an evening class ending at 9:45 p.m. So let's treat them as such, please. During my time here at Eastern, I have met professors that I simply cannot forget, even if I wanted to. Professors that give so much of themselves. You see, at Eastern, it's not just about imparting knowledge. It's about joining hands to mold that student into a richer person, academically and mentally as well. It's about always having more than one option to achieve success. I remember spending some time every other week in the advising center. Time will fly by, they told me. The 4-year plan for me became a 3-year plan, and every class I needed to take while at Eastern was planned in a schedule ahead of time. I am very grateful to the staff of the advising center for all their guidance and helping me stay on track. Now, we know Eastern is a liberal arts university and therefore provides students with an all-encompassing academic experience, one needed for this real world. We're here from different states and different countries, yet we all have one thing in common. We all attended Eastern. We attended Eastern, we were taught well, and we are well prepared for this real world they speak of. Where the difference lies, however, is how we will apply ourselves and our experiences to our new life. I think we're here, guys. I think this is it. Class of 2013, please allow me to introduce to you the real world. For some of us, it may be drinking our second cup of coffee while rushing to work in the morning. For some, it may be not wanting to see another computer screen after work. For others, it may be just getting paid to sit down and think. I know my father does this too well. But let's embrace this real world. Be nice to it, and it will probably be nice to you. Learn from it, but more importantly, let it learn from you. And like my mother would say, pray for it, that it may get better. Tomorrow morning or afternoon, we will wake up having been thrust into this real world they speak of. Some of us will start, if not continue, to apply for potential jobs. Others will stay in bed, searching for all the sleep they lost while in school, like me. But the real world starts then. My parents have always told me to leave a mark wherever I go. I believe now the challenge is how exactly I want to do that. But I'll attempt starting tonight by hoping that out of this graduating class, at least 7 people will remember to embrace this world and make it theirs. As philosopher Alan Watts once said, the attitude of faith is to let go and become open to truth, whatever it might turn out to be. May our truth be a good truth. May our world be a good world. And may our mark be a good mark. Another great man, Ralph Waldo Emerson, said, "To know that even one life has breathed easier because you have lived, this is to have succeeded." May we live by this. I hope that each one of you find the time to help someone in your journey of life, and that you may live healthy and happy. But please, let us not be mediocre in our greatness. On behalf of all students here, I need to thank all the professors, staff, and students here at Eastern Connecticut State University. I must thank my parents and 4 siblings for showing me how gorgeous a relationship between parents and their children can and should be. May God bless them. I'd like to thank my family for coming all the way from Ghana and South Africa to celebrate with me tonight. I'd like to thank Mr. Dwight Bachman for being such a great boss. To Justine Grant and Cherise Sharp, thank you. And to Eastern, thank you for permitting me to be the first international student in a long while, if not ever, to deliver the senior class address. Thank you all for listening, and may the real world begin.
Thank you, Nana. You make us very, very proud. She was terrific. Thank you.